Hello, guys. So today is not the usual day that I film these videos. It is Friday, thank God. And well, yesterday I couldn't because I had an appointment on a day I usually don't, so it was a little bit off of schedule. But um speaking of yesterday, why was there a tornado 2 days in a row, almost like at the most sporadic times, most inconvenient times? Like there was no need. You know what though? The universe just had to let it out. If she felt like she had to let that shit out. Okay? So, whatever. Okay? I don't know. Anyways, right. Filming this on a Friday. Let me tell you, this week, so exhausting. So exhausting. Also, yesterday, yes, I did stay up until Olivia Rodrigo posted her album. Um, let's talk about that because I had been waiting for so long because when she first started getting famous, I kind of feel like I never was really able to get into her because I wasn't at a time in my life where my life's events were lining up with the things she wrote about. So I couldn't really like get into it. Like, yeah, like some melodies were fine, but like I just couldn't because I do like to associate music with things I can actually feel. And so now, now I can feel every lyric. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So might have bawled my eyes out a couple times. Might have. I'm not. I think you can kind of guess. Yeah. So honestly, the songs I relate to the most, follow me on TikTok, you already know kind of. Um Number 1, Begged. What's wrong with me? Les. No. Sorry. I just assaulted you. Sorry. Anyways. Anyways, not the point of this video. Also, there's never a point. At this point, we're just here to hang out if one of us is basically bored. That's basically what this is. I've accepted it. And I hope this is worth it enough for you guys to accept that too. So, anyways, yeah, I was crashing out a lot. I don't know what Olivia was on when she wrote these songs. I think she should have her guitar taken away from her because I think it's low-key going to start sending everyone into a psychosis. So, anyways, started dog walking. Love the dog I've been walking. He's so chill. Literally, I love the owner too because so sweet. I've probably already talked about this before. See, these past few weeks have been an absolute blur for me because it's just all blending together. And by the way, this week we ditched the makeup. We ditched it because we didn't have the energy for it. We didn't really have energy this week because it was being used for other things like work. I know. So, yeah. Ditched the makeup. I barely did my hair today, but the only reason I did my hair was because we've been building things at the office and for newer people to come, and it like took like all day, and I didn't want my hair in my face, and I've also just been kind of sick of my hair lately because I'm like, I want to get a haircut, but I don't want to get a haircut, but I really want a haircut, but okay, I feel bored with my hair. I want to actually try something with it. And I was just really sick of it. And this hairstyle took me like 5 minutes. I was like, all right, let's just do it and go. I've been pushing my limits lately. I've been waking up at 8 some days. Yeah. And other days, I've been leaving the house like later than I really should be, but I've been making it to work on time. Actually, before time even starts. Like, it's okay, no one cares. Anyways, but yeah, that's been going on. I've had these nails for over a month now, actually. And surprisingly, they held on so well. And at my old job, the one I work at, or like during school, I'm not allowed to have anything on my nails. So, the second I left school, I was like, no, we're gonna grow them out. And, we're finally gonna add some style to my nails. So, I got acrylic nails, but once I go back to the salon, I'm gonna take those off and then use my real nails because I would show you guys, but I kind of feel self-conscious because I've been building all day. So, but they're so long now that they can work alone as acrylic nails. So, can't wait for that. I think I want something really summery. Yeah. I know I said I would have something more prepared, but listen, I already have more energy than last time. And also, part of me didn't really want to do this as much today just because I'm so tired and I was like, I can't wait to go home. I can't wait to just chill, do whatever. But I said no, I want consistency. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. And God knows if anyone's watching, but if anyone is, I was like, people are waiting. Listen, let me be delusional, okay? Just let me just say, went to Chicago last weekend, or like the past Saturday, going back to downtown Chicago to the lake because, well, why not? And I'm going with another friend, and but the first time I went was literally one of the most perfect days. We got food, we had everything we needed, we had music, we went to the beach and we jumped a couple times and it was low key. It was like an ice bath and it was like the perfect like body reset. It felt so cool. Like it at first when you're in the water you're like, "Oh god, get me out of here." But then you get out and you're like, "Whoa, this is kind of nice." Like because then once you get out, the weather's so hot that it's like it's already drawing you up, so you're like, okay, like nice, like it feels good because it's like a mix of the best of both worlds. So that was a lot of fun. And then we went shopping, and let me just say, I might have spent more money than I should have at Brandy, but listen, I need more basics. The clothes that I have, I've had most of them for years, okay? God forbid a girl just wants to buy some new basics, especially for work, because I feel like most of the summer shirts I have are more, what's the word? They're more like summer, not office where it's sometimes cold, but it's hot if you're moving around. So like even today we were like busy and I was hot. And I was like, but then the second I would sit down, I'm like, oh, chilly. So yeah, that's that. Um yeah, that's like kind of my updates as of late. I also yeah, last Friday, um I just I guess I just stopped learn like knowing how to read because I was like, let me check when my first car payment's due, like just so like I'm prepared or whatever. And I check and I see that it's due June 7th and I'm like, "Oh, okay, great. Like cool." And it's like, "Great, like I'll pay it cuz I just got paid." Great. I pay it. And I'm like, "This is great. Like I did it early, like whatever." I text my dad and I tell him, "Hey, guess what I just did? I paid it." He goes, "Yay, like that's great, like whatever." And then he goes, "But wait, like Deanna, I thought you got like 45 days before you had to make your first payment." And I go, Hmm. Again, the days have been blending together for me. Kind of feels like it's already been a year. But, anyways, I go back and I check. It was not. It was not June 6th or June 7th. It was July 7th. So I paid a little early. I paid extra. I paid extra early. So now I don't have to pay anything for July, which is great, I guess. But yeah, that I was like, yay. I didn't really want to, but I felt like I was being like, like a good yeah. You get the idea. You get the idea. So, that was great. Learn from me, double check what you think you're reading. Listen, June and July look very similar. Anyways, something I wanted to talk about for today was control. And this is a hard topic for me because control hasn't always had the best presence in my life. I feel like I have always, a lot of my life, I feel like I was controlled by people, things, emotions, and things like that. And I've always felt myself out of control. And I always would think if I had had control, maybe A would not be like this, or B, this wouldn't have happened, or C, everything would be fine and I wouldn't be crashing out. And, you know, I always go back to if I had control, if this wasn't out of my control, but guess what? Everything is out of our control. And it's not just for me, it goes for everybody. And I don't know why it took me so long to remember that. I mean, there's things you can control, like if you wake up at whatever time and you decide, oh, I'm going to go to the gym. There's those types of things that you can control. But in terms of like, this sounds really bad, but I mean like in terms of situations with other people. But like it also sounds wrong when I'm saying that. I'm not saying like controlling other people, but kind of like, what would be a good example of this? I guess like, a good example of this would be like, I guess like a rumor. You have no control other over. I mean, I haven't really had much experience with this one, but if someone makes a rumor about you, you can control who they talk to, who they make the lie, like what the lie is about you, and who they tell, and how crazy it spreads, and how bad it makes you look. You have no control over that, and you have no idea why they did it, blah, blah. That is the type of example that I mean, but I don't mean it like, yeah. So you get the type, but that's not like the example that's like, that applies to me, but it's very like, it's in the realm of what I deal with. And I feel like I have spent so much time feeling out of control that as of late, I just have not cared. I haven't cared. I've just let it be. I've just, like, anytime anything, like, any inconvenience at all has happened, I'm like, okay, great. I've gotten used to it. I've gotten on track. Did it take me 20 years to learn that? Listen, better late than never. Because, also, ignore my hair. It's been humid the past few days. Not that anyone cares. But, anyways. So, yeah, I haven't cared and I've just let it be. I guess the words would be let it happen, and just kind of ridden the wave, rode the wave, ridden the wave. Guys, please, I swear. Listen, it's Friday, and I have no more mental energy left, okay? Just, you get what I was trying to say. And I just go with the flow at this point because, I have to pick and choose where my energy goes now. So I've taken that off my list. I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore. And it's great because I don't really have like any like grudges, or I just don't care. Like, okay, this happened. All right, great. And I try to have less of a reaction. Does it always work? I'll be honest, no. But I'm doing significantly better. That's all that matters. And I try to have less of a reaction and just internalize it in a healthy way where I'm just like, okay, what's next? Because, you know, I can only handle so much. You can only handle so much. And I feel like the things that you can handle and control, you know, only become more clearer to you, and therefore you prioritize it more. Like, for example, I often can get overstimulated at the most random times, but it's really overstimulating. And I always feel like I want to go back to somewhere that feels safe and like good and like my own space. And so my dorm room and the room I'm in right now, like those are my safe spaces. More so my dorm room because that was more tailored to me, but even like my room now, like love it. And like I spend so much time trying to like make sure the energy like I walk into when I'm walking into my room is as safe, as calm, and as understimulating as it can get. You know what I meant. But I mean, I don't know. I used to love being in my room, my dorm room, because it was just always perfect. I never really got bored, which is why I had to force myself to leave the room, even though it wasn't hard. There's like so many things to do, so it's like, and there's class. So, anyways, so again, those are the types of things that are in your control, my control, whatever. And I have started to focus more on the things that I can control, that I don't even think about things I can't control anymore. Traffic on the way to work, it's Friday. Duh. Like, it's just like I've started to see it less as the world is trying to get on my nerves and more as, okay, like, this is just happening to happen while I'm doing fill in the blank. So it's like, whatever. And part of something else I wanted to talk about is I I'm going to use a personal example. My I love my family so much. And some and my friends, and sometimes when something happens, you usually always know the first person that you're like, "Oh, I need to go talk to them about this," because either they're going to give you whatever it is that you want, they're going to give you either a, an ear to listen, they're going to give you advice, they're going to give you whatever it is that you need. And that's why you want to go to them. And you know, lately that's I've I've like I've mostly done that wow, there's like a wasp just like trying to get in, but okay, anyways. Lately, because I'm with my dad more, it has been him until it hasn't been. Because one of the things about my dad is I love him so, 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 so much. And I feel like we've gotten closer, but I also struggle because when I do, he isn't just a listening ear. He tries to fix it because he can't stand seeing me struggle or be in pain, and he wants to not only fix whatever the problem or the situation is, he also wants to understand. But A, it's difficult for him to understand. We're both in completely different like areas of life, and not every problem can be fixed like this. So we sometimes clash, and I always keep in the back of my mind like it's just because he loves me and he wants so badly for it to be over and for, you know, just to not see me in pain. And as much as I like my heart feels for that, it also can get pretty frustrated. Really frustrated with the fact that, okay, I can't get you to understand. I'm telling you, you won't understand, and that's okay. I don't expect you to. I don't care, like, anymore. Like, it's okay. But he wants so badly to. So, things like that. I've started to realize when a situation isn't going well, you know, for me, my automatic instinct is to just fix it. But whenever I'm giving like other people advice or stuff like that, I'll listen. If they ask for my advice, I'll give it. But usually it's not like, you know, like I just don't, I usually don't force anything on them. But if it's regarding my own life and stuff, like I'll just be like, no, this is what I'm going to do to fix it, blah, 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 blah. I'm stopping that because you know when you're reading a book and like you're reading and you see you know all the context in the story and you are starting to learn the characters and learn the upcoming problem that's going to happen, that's going to end up being what's like what the book is mainly about, and you start to really see the problem or even like guess that it's going to happen. And then like as it's happening you're like, oh, like they should have done this or that or blah, and why not, and this and that. And you're literally like getting frustrated because you're like, just do what I said to, because that's what would have made this situation not happen. And that's what I kind of feel like my dad views it, or I view it whenever I'm like, because you like in books you get so attached to characters that you're like, ugh. So anyways, yeah. And I feel like I see it that way too, because I'm like, why don't I just do this, this, and that, and maybe everything will be fine. And now I'm starting to realize one of my favorite artists. If you know who this is, you're gonna learn a lot more about me. But if you don't, whatever. I love Ethel Cain. I've been listening to her for the longest time. And in one of her songs, she like one of her like it's a pretty famous lyric where she's like, "If it's meant to be, it will be. I forgive it all as it comes back to me." And I think sometimes things in life are like a boomerang. Oh, that's a good analogy. They're like my radio just came on. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I just did. Mind you, it's my car. I don't know what's going on. No. I okay. I really hope that's whatever. I'm not gonna look at that, and I really hope my microphone is catching all of this. And if it's not, I'm going to be devastated. But it's okay because it's okay. So, anyways, so and whatever that might be, whether it's trying to apply for something, making a new friend, whatever you want it to be, fill it in the blank. You try to throw it out into the world and whatnot. If it comes back to you, whether you and that person become really close friends, or you get the job, or you get the opportunity you wanted, that's great. And so I guess what I'm saying is like, in terms of like me being like, oh, I need to fix this, like this, and that right this second, I'm starting to just realize like, I've started going with the mentality of maybe it'll just fix itself tomorrow. And I say that to myself every single night, which is why I started crashing out when I heard an Olivia Rodrigo's album. Sorry. Why am I sorry? Never. Ah! Anyways. So, that's my point. Oh my god, I say anyways so much. I've also been learning Korean. Was that relevant? No. But anyways, I've been learning a little bit of Korean. And I don't sound horrible, and I'm not gonna try it on here, but I just wanted to share a little mini endeavor of mine. Right, so I'm becoming, moral of the story, becoming less of a fixer. I'm giving up on the idea of control because honestly, I think control's fake. I mean, if you think about like all the theories, like red string theory or fate or just like God's plan or things like that. A lot of the times people battle with the idea between, do people really have free will, or is this all part of some plan or fate? Like everything we do is for a reason that's already mapped out ahead of us without us even knowing, which that is a whole other topic I could probably get into another time. But I mean, essentially, like, I feel like control's, I think I could really debunk the theory of control. And don't even like try to like mess with me and be like, control of this and that, like that's real, but that's not what I mean it in, in the sense that I mean it in. So just, yeah, okay. And anyways, that is like mostly what I had on my mind today. Yeah, I'm now going to get into the submission because, well, I am already nearing a more longer video than normal. Actually, it's like the same. It's like an average. So, yeah. This person says that my best friend from home has been dating this guy for 6 months and he's awful. Makes backhanded comments about her and her outfits and just things in general, always forgets his wallet, and has weird boundary issues with his girl best friend. Huge red flag. There's a line. Like, I don't think it's bad for guys to have girls that are friends, but if it's like weird, like, are they basically the couple? Then, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anyways, Last weekend, I saw him whispering way too close to another girl's ear, called him out, he flipped the script, told my friend I was hitting on him. This actually happens in real life. Wow. Now she's being distant, and he's controlling her. Am I overreacting by wanting to take a step back, or should I fight harder? How do I handle this without looking like a jealous person? Well, oh, this is a deeper one. Well, first, you're not overreacting. I mean, if you can tell that this person is not who your best friend needs in their life, and they're clearly not making her life any better, at least as far as you know. You never know. I don't know. I don't actually know. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like you can have a conversation with her and try to get her to hear you out, but if she chooses not to listen to you, all you can do is, let her know that whenever she's ready to listen or be friends again, or, just put in effort to, see what's going on, or, how to fix. I mean, because if clearly, based on the details that she also said that I'm not gonna say, it kind of seems like the friend believes what the boyfriend's telling her. And it's hard because you really want to trust the people you love, but who do you decide to trust when it comes between two of the most important people in your life? Your best friend or the guy you love? Yes, so difficult dilemma. In this one, I probably would have believed my best friend, just because, what would she have to gain from lying? I mean, anyways, I'm gonna continue. I just feel like people like this try to calculatingly remove people from said person's life. That way, the people who can see things that are clearly obvious, like this person's not good or good for this person, and they want to protect their person, they will immediately do the thing that is needed to get rid of. It's self-preservation. He's self-preserving himself, and it is screwing you and your friendship. It's screwing it up, and it's honestly really cruel, because I don't even know how long you and your friend have been friends for, but yeah, let's just, whenever people are in love or are very committed, that's not the right word, devoted, no, really truly love their person, there's a spider on my car and it's on my windshield. I don't like spiders. Get it off. Okay. That's not gonna do shit. So, okay. Anyways, they're blind to whatever their brain and heart truly don't want to see, because it will ruin the the bliss that they currently have. Okay, spiders can't get in the car if everything's closed, right? Like, there's no, like, little, like, crevices that could possibly... I'm paranoid! Ah! What if I start driving? Okay, no. I'm gonna finish this! Okay, anyways. They're blind, and they want to look for the path of least resistance to keeping themselves happy. So, your friend, she's not going to listen to you right now. And if you truly come to understand that and care about her, you will either A, let her know that you're there for her, no matter what, whenever she's ready to listen to you, to be friends again, whatever. That's what I would do. I would say, hey, I still care about you, and I truly do hope that, I'm wrong, because I would never wish that on anyone. And if I'm not wrong, I hope like I'm here, because that's what I would do. Mostly because for situations like these, that most of the time, that, like, it will pass. And you just want to think ahead because, yeah, that's, yeah. So, just be honest with her, be neutral. Because if you explode, or if you try to fight, or if you try to, like, it will backfire on you. Like, bad. And he will somehow be able to make your actions look really bad. Your friend is going to end up, if they're happy and he's good for her or whatever and they're fine, great. Maybe she'll even reach back out and be like, oh, like, maybe we could fix this or something. Or if they don't work out, then you could just, like, if they don't work out, she will remember what happened. She will remember that you didn't judge her, that you demonstrated that you are welcoming her with open arms no matter what, no matter when, no matter how. Okay, yeah, you get my point. But I just feel like with, especially like matters like this, like matters truly deep within the heart, you have to have a little patience with them. And I know sometimes you can't always have patience. but I just feel like it should work out. It will work out. Maybe it will work itself out tomorrow. It's out of your control now. The only things in your control is sending or telling her that little piece of advice or message or whatever. Actually, no, just letting her know, whatever, that you're there for her and that you wish her the best and that you're open to her no matter what. But and then after that, out of your control. Let it come back to you if it's meant for you. Forgive it if it comes back to you. You know what I mean? Like, it will work out. I hope, or else I'm just giving really wrong, fake advice and I'm just a scam and a fraud. But we're gonna look at the positives. So, there's so many little different tangents I could go on, but it's Friday and I want to go home and I want to be with my dog. And I'm getting hungry. So, yeah. Anyways. Thanks for watching. And sorry for being late. Not that anyone's like gonna like come arrest me for it, but still sorry. And yeah. Who knows what I'll talk about next week? Who knows? But stay tuned, I guess. I don't even make it sound exciting to come back and watch my videos. You guys should totally come back and watch next week's video. God. Just thanks for watching today. That's all that matters. Again, put in your submissions for next week. And thanks for whoever submitted this week. And I will see you guys next week. And it's Friday. And I'm going back to the beach tomorrow. So, yeah. Have a good night. Or a good day. Or whenever you're watching this. Bye.